What's happening, beautiful people? My name is Dirty Mike and welcome back to another formation review. And today we've got the false 9, the 4-3-3, the fresh fruit, and you're dipping it in ranch sauce. It's very popular this year. It's got a lot of positives, and we're going to break down some pros, some cons. We're going to go over personnel as well as work rates, and we can smash 700 to 800 likes. It tells me you're enjoying the content. Also, please drop a comment. Link me your best 4-3-3, the 5th installment, your best squads, because people can get mighty creative when you're trying to use and abuse in this formation. And if you guys need ultimate team coins, ufifa.com. In the description, use the code Mike29, MICHS09 for an additional 5% off on every single purchase. When we're analyzing the false 9, it's got some strengths and weaknesses. We're getting down to the nitty gritty, and it starts with prolific counterattacks, which is a characteristic of a lot of different 4-3-3s. You've got to try to hit those wings as much as possible. It's also a new formation this year, at least this version of the 4-3-3, and I think that's added a new element into FIFA Ultimate Team. A lot of people it took some time to get used to, and this has really developed into a power formation. It's got a diamond buildup because you have a center forward who drops in as opposed to a striker, which I personally really like, and the deep balls equal on. If you need to clear it deep, people will be open, and we're going to touch on formations shortly on what's good and what's bad, but I think the 3-5-2 and the 4-1-2-1-2, the close, compact version, the 4-3-3, the false 9 is going to tear that apart. And as for weaknesses, you're very dependent on the wingers, and your center forward's positioning must be perfect. It must be ideal, otherwise you're not going to have someone to cross to or someone to facilitate to some of the wingers. It makes things a lot harder, and I talked about this also briefly, but the 4-2-2-2 as well as 5 defender sets could give you some issues when you're running that 4-3-3 false 9. Let's talk about the squad, and I've kept it relatively cheap because the BBVA can get so expensive with Ronaldo, Messi, the informed Neymar. Ooh, that's a deadly card. Gareth Bale. However, if you can afford those guys, go ahead and make the investment. You're going to have a lot of fun using and abusing, chopping and popping, all sorts of different oppositions. And I also want to mention that Ovi has created the best custom tactics for the false 9. I'm going to link his video down below in the description. I'll also try to put some sort of graphic on screen. And I've gone with Robert and Pedro as my wingers. They're both high-low work rates, which makes your counterattack very smooth. Benzema is the definition of a dominant center forward. He's perfect for this formation. Unfortunately, he doesn't have high medium work rates. He floats a little bit with that medium, but he's got good size, and he can be very silky smooth with the skills, or he can battle it out in the trenches and score the ugly goals that you need to win matches. I did lose one game with this squad. Unfortunately, I blew one in extra time. We've got Modric, Iniesta, kind of in that diamond setup, as you can see here, with Benzema as well as Khedira. And Khedira is trying to sit just right on top of the back four and make things a little more predictable. Marcelo, Pepe, Sergio Ramos, and you see Juan Fran. I'm not using Dani Alves because he's not going to fit properly in this squad. Iniesta, Pedro, Dani Alves, no one's going to play defense, and I don't want to give my opponent the easiest outlet every single match because just nobody is on the right side of the pitch. I like Lopez as my keeper in the BVA. Some people prefer Casillas, some people prefer Courtois, but it might just be personal preference. But for me, Lopez has been the main man. And strengths, 3-5-2. You've got the easiest counterattacks of your life. 3 versus 3, and the 3-5-2 is weak against the wings. Your strong is on the wings. Like your biggest advantage, one of your most dominating features is down the wings, so that's a great look. The 4-1-2-1-2, the second version where it's really close, it's bunched up. There's space for skill moves, there's the wing outlets, and you have a lot of additional time to make that YOLO switch, which if you've played a lot of FIFA this year, especially in the 4-3-3s, it's always on. You can go from left wing to right wing, left midfielder all the way to right wing, left back all the way to right wing, and it's pinpoint accurate. And the weaknesses, the 4-2-2-2, the CDMs, they're going to get back, and they just have too many people in the midfield. I think it's easy for them to pass the ball around you in the 4-3-3, and anything with 5 at the back is going to cause some issues because you don't have that easy counterattack. You can't break it down, and you're not going to be able to deep ball anywhere near with the same sort of consistency. But if you guys enjoyed the video, drop a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Twitter at Dirty Mike USA, and I have a lot more content coming for you ASAP.